Almost got me that time.
Meet your maker. Better luck next. Try it.
Better luck next time.
Okay, we'll do the warrior.
Answer me 3 questions. The first one is this. Can you cook?
Tell him he's answering his damn questions. Take your leave.
Goodness gracious me, what a bore. Off with you. Quite clearly, you wouldn't have done at all, should.
Alright, let's get into the first 30 minutes of Divinity Original Sin 2. This game came out a year ago. Well, close to a year ago. We're going to do single player, we're going to do classic mode. Let's begin. In watching this video while recording, I realized there's some little weirdness going on, so sorry about that. Let's see here. I turned off all music for this. Oh shit. Origin characters have rich personal background, custom stories, and unique tags. Note that the custom characters don't have original stories. Origin. Beast. Thane. Prince. Okay, so between hours, blah blah. Okay, so they have Purifying Touch. It's a turn a nearby target to stone and cap. It's petrified for 1 turn. Resist by magic armor. Blah blah. Demon protection. Restore. What's that fucking big for? Maybe it's just the dwarf is so small. Human, lizard. Fool enemies into thinking you're dead. Okay. So I kind of want to be a dwarf. Let's be a dwarf. Is this the name? Godfather. Appearance. Nutmeg, dune, honey, walnut, shale, turf, caramel, cocoa, ebony, night, alabaster. Like that, nutmeg, dune, face. It's got a nice little face, huge ass nose. Hairstyle. There you go. Cinnamon, lava cake, beast. Okay, old man dwarf. Like it. Facial features. Where's the big beard at? The hair is the big beard. Oh shit. Okay, so we're either going with this one or this one. I don't know, but that one's kind of like chill. Yeah. Screw it, we'll just go with this one.
I'll yield to none! I'm ready!
That does not sound like a dwarf.
Greet the Reaper for me.
Almost got me that time.
Meet your maker. Better luck next. Try it.
Better luck next time.
Okay, we'll do the warrior. Okay, we'll just do the regular skills for now. Talents. Tags. Okay, so we can have. You don't know what it's like to need to fight. They don't know what it's like to need to fight tooth and claw just to survive. You do. Okay, we'll be a barbarian. You're trained in order, obedience, warfare. Blah, blah, blah. You know the difference between a latrine and a lieutenant. Okay, we'll do soldier and a barbarian. Instruments. Select your origin instrument. It will take the lead in the music during fights and will highlight various moments in your adventure. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Start game. Yes. Mouse out of the way.
It all happened like I knew it would. A single drop of source magic. And, like flies to honey, the monsters swarmed. The rabble panicked. The carnage began. And the magisters pointed their fingers at me. Just as I'd planned. I was shackled and collared, and sent to Fort Joy. I'd come here to kill Godwoken. But instead, I became part of their story.
Okay.
In fact, he seemed quite averse.
So I can't move the camera angle, just like this only.
So it wasn't a dream after all.
Press L to view journals. Okay. Merryweather. Yeah, we'll show the tutorials. Though he is a sorcerer, wears a sorcerer's collar, bishop and leases blah blah blah. God. The collar, the Godfather. I am bound by magical collar that cannot be removed. Hold middle mouse button and move the mouse to rotate the camera. In or out using the mouse scroll wheel up or mouse scroll up and down. Okay, so up or down. And that's how you rotate middle mouse button.
No trouble.
Okay, so we should be able to walk now. Camera stop following your party member. You can look around freely using the arrow keys. To recenter your party, press home or double click a party member's portrait by holding the left mouse button. Does the same. Okay.
It seems as though there's a
Do I walk like? Oh, okay. Let's read this book. Read books or notes. Open your inventory. Use an object. Yeah, click that. This is your inventory. Everything you picked up is stored here. Right mouse button on your objects and inventory to find out what you can do with them. Okay. Resurrection store. Fire spray that explode. 5-7 damage. Blah blah blah. Backpack.
magic. I'll need to write to headquarters right away.
Okay. So it's like another backpack, like, wow, a little bit. Small tome. We have long presumed sources of blah, 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 blah. Okay. So let's get out of inventory. Okay. gonna need these jars, to be honest with you.
Did the murderer take him into this room? Or was he already here?
I'm definitely gonna get used to this. Have to get used to
Ah,
this.
you're up there. Not too tight, I hope. The collar, I mean. Oh, not to worry. Every dog has to get used to its leash. In the meantime, your next stop will be Magister William. All passengers have to be registered in the ship's manifest, and he's the chap in charge of the logs. You'll find him on the other side of this deck, in the officers' quarters.
You pull that string around your neck to demand to know what should call it, do you? Soldier, give the magistrate a quick salute and report for duty on the good ship. Grunt that you've never seen a wooden cave before. What is this place? Let's do soldier.
The good ship Merryweather. But you can stand at ease there, Private. You do realize you're not in any army here, don't you?
Index fingers pressed to her lips, she pauses a moment to give you a scrutinizing gander.
My word, you do seem a bit befuddled, don't you? Perhaps I was a bit too generous with that sedative. Oh well, I'm sure you'll soon gather your wits. Most likely. Eventually. In the meantime, all you need to know is that we're en route to Fort Joy. A new life awaits. And if you're a particularly good boy, perhaps a cure as well. An end to Source. For good. Why, for my peace of mind, of course. Why don't you try casting one of those Source spells of yours? See what happens.
You recall great powers building inside you, the ones you commanded before your chapter. Unleash them. She might be playing a trick. Don't do it.
Oh, do go on. I won't hold it against you. Promise.
Shake your head. You're not going to do it.
My, aren't we a meek little lamb? Perhaps I needn't have collared you at all, though it does look darling on you. So let's just leave it on, shall we? Because, to answer your question, what the collar does is this. It makes you unable to cast Source.
Oh, you little trickster.
For your own peace of mind, of course. Yours and the whole world.
Okay. Press L for the journals. We are sorcerers being transferred to the Divine Order's internment camp at the island fortress of Fort Joy. Okay.
No marks, no indications of a struggle.
Good gods. There's been a murder here.
Behind the Magister, a bloodied mass lies in a heap. Gore and limbs lie at odd angles. You can't make out a face amid the mess.
There's been a murder. A sorcerer was killed by one of your own. Lucky you were busy getting your collar fitted at the time, or you'd be a suspect like the rest of them. Waters is investigating. She'll figure out who did it. Always does. You surprised? You're one of them. You know what sorcerers are capable of? Whoever did this found a way around their collar and killed a man. Small ones this time, thank the gods. We'll find out who did it, one way or another.
No lesions, no trauma. He was bled by magic.
Let's go talk to this lady.
Ugly sight, isn't it? Burns me up this happened under our protection. We're extremely lucky no Voidwalker followed the source that did this.
Inform her that she wasn't this man's protector, she was his captor. Ask why she's letting you go close to the crime scene. For all she knows, she could be the killer.
She looks up at you with a mirthless smile.
I was on duty in your room when the murder happened. You were asleep the whole time. Didn't even stir. You're one of the only indisputably innocent people on the ship. Unless you can commit murder in your sleep, of course.
Shrug and say maybe you can. You are a sorcerer, after all. Tell her that's a trick you haven't quite mastered. Ask if she's investigating her fellow Magister as well. One of them could easily have done this.
Finn was killed by Source. If a Magister could do that, there wouldn't be a Magister. It looks more like a passenger managed to slip their collar. And the rest, well, you see the... Listen, I could use someone to keep their ears open among the passengers. Sometimes they clam up in front of a uniform. Bring me a good lead, and I'll throw in a shiny gold coin for you. How about that?
Say that you're no snitch.
A dwarf of principle. I get it. Wonder how you'll feel when whoever did this does it again. You let me know if you hear anything. Whoever did this is dead.
Alright. Do we go in this room over here?
Please, please, please. Be good, you scallywags.
Let's go talk
Ah,
to this
there
lady.
you are. Husband. Would you please tell this very charming gaggle of not-at-all brat-like babes that I am by no accounts this loser woman, nor do I sing, in fact. I'm deathly allergical.
Play along and take her arm with a grin. Tell the children they must be
How
mistaken.
very correct you are, spouse of mine. Madame Josephine Gribbles de Peeb refuses to be confused with anyone else. What? What's so funny?
Her pinched face cracks into a great grin, and she shoos the children away from her with a laugh.
Yeah, okay, you found me out. Go on and git, and maybe I'll sing you something when I'm good and ready.
She turns to you, dark-eyed and dirty-haired, and smiles flatly.
Gotta keep ourselves entertained, haven't we?
Say that that's true enough. Shake her hand. Lucy, you presume. Ask if she could find age appropriate command. Say you're more concerned with survival than entertainment.
You'd presume right.
Did you anything about the murder that happened on the board?
Thanks, but I already belong to an elite and exclusive ship gang. We play ball every day after lunch. You take care, though. Nope, trying not to find anything out either. Ignorance is bliss. The utterer, the better.
Suddenly, her eyes cloud to an unnatural black. Greyish veins run down her face, and her mouth tightens into a cruel sneer. As quickly as they came, the clouds clear. She smiles as though no change came over her.
Good luck, Chief.
Well, there has been a murder, Your Majesty. Maybe that has the Magisters more concerned than your appetite.
Don't you get saucy with me when you clearly don't know the first thing about sauce. Well, well, what have we here? A fresh face in this stale hell. Let's size you up, shall we?
The lizard looks you up and down, like a farmer would a fetching horse. All of a sudden, he grips you firmly by the chin, with the intent of inspecting your teeth.
Humor him. Let's see what he leads to. Mumble through clenched jaws. What on earth is he doing? The nerve. Slap his hand away hard.
My, we are fierce, aren't we? Not to worry. I'll soon remedy that. Now then, to business. You will answer me 3 questions. The first one is this. Can you cook?
Tell him you're not answering his damn questions. Take your leave.
Goodness gracious me, what a bore. Off with you. Quite clearly, you wouldn't have done at all. Shoo.
It was one of them. I know it. Would you put a knuckle in it? I'm trying to concentrate. Stay away from the Magisters, brother. They killed that fellow back there. They'll hide the evidence well enough, but I know it all the same.
I've seen more appetizing things coming out of
Let's
plague.
go talk to that lady.
I spent my life singing for my slaves to bring me my supper. Finer fare than boiled roots and rotten tubers. Meanwhile, the Magisters feast on honeyed meat behind this very wall. The indignity.
Your kind always hung closest to our divine.
carrying on.
Wolves around a campfire.
One of us wouldn't kill our own. They're picking us off one by one.
The elf is reading a volume of Cranley Hubert's famous encyclopedia. He looks up, his big round eyes scanning your body, absorbing every detail. He reaches out and examines your face, tugging at your ears and prodding your nose.
Fascinating.
He sits back and returns to his book, flicking quickly from page to page, completely oblivious to your presence.
What purpose did that serve? Was that a greeting? Was it... Oh dear. I seem to have crossed some cultural taboo. You have my apologies, dwarf. Perhaps I should demand the same from those red-cloaked humans. They laid their hands on me more than once.
Look at him curiously. You're not sure what he understands what's happening. You're bemused. Who is this guy? Ask about his book.
Perhaps. Perhaps not. Understanding is all rather relative. Take this book, for example. I understand all of it, and yet none of it makes sense. It is simultaneously too detailed and insufficient. I know the beginning of this tale and the end, but I am rather missing the middle. Tell me, what do you know of our world's history?
Sadly, the War was great once, but it's shrunk into a lot of recent history. Soldier. So what recent threat, how they managed to fighting for the Wolfman all over.
Oh, please. I have no interest in that. Your books are too full of it already. No. I want to know about the Celestial. I want to know of this text tells me that they created all creatures, but nothing of what came before. Where did these gods come from? Who are their people? Where are the others of their kind?
Ask why he's so curious about the gods.
The elf's face freezes for just a second before he waves his hand dismissively.
Oh, it's just one of my idle curiosities. We mortals do like to consider these things, do we not? Now please, run along. I have a world to decipher.
Insist. Why is he so curious about the gods?
No amount of pestering will get the elf to take his eyes off his book or respond to your questions.
Clearly don't know the first thing about...
It's a register, sir. Good, good. Magister Williams is just about done with the last passenger. You faring okay so far?
Tell him you're fine. Ask if he'd be caught like a dog and stuck in a ship's hold with a corpse and a murderer on the loose.
He tugs the collar of his uniform and chuckles.
Sorry you're upset, sir. But we all wear what we wear for a reason. You head on in now. Williams will get you sorted.
Keep those bolts trained on her, and if she tries to run, shoot at her.
Standing at the center of the room, you spot a sorcerer haughtily eyeing a pair of nervous-looking magisters. They keep their crossbow trained upon her as she's being interrogated by an officer.
So you admit it then? You murdered that poor fella?
Yes, I did. But of course, that was only the beginning.
She turns her head and looks you straight in the eye.
There are others whose lives must end.
Good God, the woman's mad. You there, sorcerer, go and fetch Magister Siwan. We need to do more than collar this maniac. We need to shackle her, hands and feet.
Say yes, sir, and then turn to leave. This murder must be brought to justice. This may be a perfect opportunity to create a mutiny. Tell the woman you'd stand by her. Address the sorcerer and ask what the others... there are others whose lives must end. Let's ask her that.
It means your journey draws to a close. Do stick around for its finale, though, because...
She reaches for her collar and simply removes it.
Damn.
I'm just about to create a scene.
Subdue her, men, quickly! If she casts source, the Voidwoken will come. They'll end us all.
She smiles with wicked satisfaction.
Precisely.
Oh shit. Damn, Daniel.
What's happened?
Hold left alt to highlight objects that can be picked up. Go equip the and open your inventory and drag it into your equipment slot. Okay, so let's get red snapper, cheesy bread, ham, pumpkin soup. Let's search in here. Search in here. Ooh. physical. It's one-handed axe, 50% critical. That. So like, oh, it makes you sit down. Open this up. To open the locked door, you must find the key, use a lockpick, or employ brute force if you're undead. You can pick locks with your bony fingers. Okay, hold on. Let's go and equip. Equip. I don't need anything like that. Attack. Okay, this is take forever. Let's open this up. Empty cup, bottle of wine. That's fine. You can understand what this animal is trying to say. If you had a pet pal talent, you could have meaningful conversation. Rah, 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 rah.
Long before this thing snaps into splinters.
As much gold as we can. Oh, let's go back here.
Damn, that doesn't bode well. Onwards and upwards.
Oh, but that's not very powerful. Lockpicks. You found a lockpick. Stained shirt. Okay. Crafting panel. Combine this with this. Invalid combination. Okay, whatever. So we can just get rid of that. Extra technical and press O again. Let's get rid of that.
Hector gods! By divine grace, who was that howling?
He eyes the collar circling your neck and reaches a hand towards his blade.
Another sorcerer!
Motion to the destruction around you. What's going on here? What has he seen? Finger your collar. You can help him if he gets a stupid device off you.
Even if I knew how to rip that thing off, I wouldn't.
Sometimes
Some
you'll be able to
crazy
persuade the person
banshee
you're
comes
talking to, you
screaming
answer your
through,
stats,
and now we
you
got
persuade
void
somebody.
bugs swarming up top. Saw it coming, I did. Sorcerer mutiny.
Strength snarl. That's right. There's a mutiny, and if he wants to see you permanently, you'll stand down. Tell him it's no mutiny. You almost died at the woman's hands. Okay, do intelligence. Persuasion success.
Go on then. Find a place to hide and...
Well, I'm going to bust of Alexander. Look through the fucking desk and shit. Found a magic scroll. What does that do? Used to read. Whatever. Okay, well.
God damn it. Need to get off this wreck, and quick.
Nothing in there. Oh, Alt. water? Really? Whatever.
The marking on the door was painted recently, judging from its pungent scent. You don't recognize the symbol, but it's clearly warning you away. You press your palm against the door to open it. The wood feels neither cold nor warm, but simply grey. The color drains from your hand, and you are left numb.
We'll open the door.
It doesn't budge. The moment you touch the door, your belly goes hollow, and your...
Alright, so I guess we're not going to go there. Oh, let's go over here and talk to this guy.
You pass through the door, and are suddenly face to face with an undead. His skull is bizarrely angular, and a glorious jewel sits in the middle of his... The skeleton is quickly leafing through a volume of Cranley Hubert's famous encyclopedia, muttering to himself.
No, no, no! What damn fools record knowledge on a pulped tree? It catches fire, it turns into must when wet, it cannot even resist acid. No wonder they're so bloody ignorant.
The skeleton looks up and notices you for the first time.
Oh, it's you. Shouldn't you be running and screaming or some such?
There's something familiar about the way he holds that.
The skeleton groans and looks back to his book, frantically flipping from page to page.
Yes, indeed. It's the look of someone that wants to read the bloody book he's holding. Now, if you're really quite finished, I believe you have lifeboats to flee to.
Something at least you're doing said that he could be saving lives instead of just reading. He's right, ship's going down. Don't have to have chit-chat.
Remember, one of your race's weaknesses is having your lungs filled with water until you can no longer breathe. So, try to avoid that, perhaps.
The skeleton resumes his search, leafing through page after page, while hunching over the book in a futile...
Alright, let's go back over here. We're gonna go this. Combat in Divinity 2 is played in rounds. Everything you do costs AP. Which you receive each round, and turn in when you have no AP left. Okay. Potion services. Know that a person vicinity. You burn away with fire or wait until enemies are inside to blow it up. From left to right, the order of the character portrays determine the turn in the order of combat. Your hotbar, click on the forward action. Basic attacks, special touch. You don't have enough action points, okay, in turn. Delay your turn to the end of the row by using the turn button.
lifeboat. That means there's still a chance.
Shut your trap, kid. Children and dwarfs first, just like the old stories say.
The dwarf yanks at one of the nearby ropes to no avail.
Said there were other people down there. We need to help them.
You see those tentacles, kid? It's time to get the hell out of here.
Tell the kid Gil is right. We're not going down there.
Hear that, kid? We need to...
What about the ladder? It's right over there. You can go straight down.
As the boat rocks downward, an old sea shanty passes through your mind. Should I soon lie at the bottom of sea, would Stula carve out a marker for me? You clench your eyes and brace for impact.
I have plans for you, child. Rise.
Honorable Dallas, we lost a ship sailing sorcerer prisoners to Fort Joy. We assume some escaped and broke their collars. Their vile magic lured the Voidwoken. All who were aboard are presumed dead. Yours faithfully into eternity, High Judge Oriven.
Okay.
Those Voidwoken made short bloody work of the ship.
Well,
The lone survivor. This must be Fort Joy.
I am going to stop the video at this point right here, and we'll catch up the video of Divinity 2 very shortly.
Whip, 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 whip. Steak mixed with the shrimp. Whip, 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 whip. Ballin' like Sean Kemp. Whip, 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 whip. Andy and Rizzy is wanting some more. Whip, whip.